sir.
Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakodash.
Double honors, much love, respect to the elders and apostles of Yasharala. We know where they be, found that great millstone. And blessings and salutations to you, Akim, learning or keeping the truth and spirit and power of Yahweh shall shine upon you, and as well as to you, Aquafium and children of Yasharala, following after the spirit of Yahweh shall in truth and righteousness. So this lesson, because the times that we're in right now, it's really cracking down, and the Most High is starting to show more and more who His men are. You know what? Before we grab that in Luke, let me grab this in Wisdom of Solomon, 5th chapter. For all you people that think, you need to go to an institution to learn, learn from men that you will perceive to be the Most Highest men. Well, let me read this for you. This is Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, starting at verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no accounts of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, for so far beyond all they look for. Because we're those men, I don't want to rock the Zah. We fulfill the prophecies of enduring unto the end. We're out here actually giving you what is needed to survive in these times. Did you have that in the loop?
Oh, yeah, let me this is Luke chapter 4, start at 18.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is Luke chapter 4, verse 18. It says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because He hath anointed me." To
preach.
I just want to see. This Luke 4:18 says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because He hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recover of sight and recovering of sight to the blind, and to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord."
Because that's the season that the prophets are in. We're seeing all of these, all of the things that the Most High said was going to happen. The Most High speak a word and it does not come back unto Him void. And we're able to prophesy even more so boldly because of the things that's happening. You got the uprisings, and the prelude to martial law going on in France, Berlin. No, not Berlin. I think it's one of them. Well, yeah, they got their own shit going on, but no, it's in Germany. It's Belgium. There you go. The UK, all Greece, all these places, are starting to show what's going on. There's various earthquakes and natural chaotic destruction going on around the planet. The wildfires that was going on in California, which is known to, and it has been reported to be of biblical proportions. It's a lot of things that the Most High is showing, and we're able to speak upon it so boldly because the Most High has chosen His men. You got anything you want to say, bro?
I was just going to say, it's everything that was written in prophecy. It's the things that were written aforetime for our learning are here happening now. And if you believe to be a prophet, or if you have that zeal inside of you, then now is the time to get out there and push forth the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I just got this, Daniel chapter 12, verse 13. It says, "But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of days." And that's what, when I was reading there in Luke, that's what has to happen in the days. Let me go back to it specifically. This verse, Luke 4:19, to preach the acceptable year of our Lord. This isn't the time to be slack, to just be a keyboard man. All right. If you're able-bodied, and this word is burning inside of you, like in Jeremiah, and you can't you can no longer hold your peace, then get out there and push forth the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because the sheepfold, the elect and 1/3, won't get this word any other way. We received this word through watching men going out and teaching. They received it through men going out. Our elders and apostles received it through seeing other men going out. You can't learn except there be a preacher. Right. So get out there, and if you have that conviction in you and that zeal, then get out there and do the work. There's no excuse. All right. There's those that are just helps of the prophets. Those that are, those that aren't going to come in yet. That will come in at the 11th hour. But if you know so, you're supposed to do. All right. Jeremiah. I want to say it's right here. I just typed it in real quick.
I got something.
They said it burned in his bones. I know it's the first one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You got it out.
Let's see.
Find it for me.
Oh, you know what? I think it's
Let's see.
I'm not tripping. You probably won't get it before me.
Okay, all right. This is well, you got it.
No. Here.
Okay, this is it's like Jeremiah 20 and yeah, I always get it mixed. I always think it's in the singles and it's in the 20s. Jeremiah 20, and I'll start at, because if you're what is this? If you're in the spirit of Lot, seeing all this wickedness is unsettling. Seeing women out here doing the globetrotter walk every damn day, body all out for the earth to see, and you being forced to treat them like they're a queen, that should be unacceptable to you. Seeing these little nigger bear, hood rat, gang banging ass monsters of our people, that should be a vexation to you. Seeing Esau, the so-called white man, and the rest of these heathens over you, and you can't do anything about it, should be a vexation unto you. So if you're physically capable, you have a working jaw, your tongue works, your heartbeat is sending blood throughout your body, you have the ability to hear words and understand what they mean, then it's time to get out there and push forth this word. Who else is going to do it? The elect, the elect need to hear the word. All right, Jeremiah 20, and I'll start at verse, let's see. I'll start at verse 9. It says, "Then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name, but his word was in my heart as a burning fire, shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay." So Jeremiah, at one point, he was fed up with all the niggatry of the nation of Israel, so he was like, I'm done with them. But over the course of time, he just couldn't hold it anymore. He couldn't do anything but be subject to the prophecy of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So he had to stand back in his lot. Because it says here in verse 10, it says, "For I heard the defaming of many, fear on every side. Report, say they, and we will report it. And all my familiars watch for my halting, saying, peradventure he will be enticed, and we shall prevail against him, and we shall take our revenge on him." And it shows you, he was being vexed with all the shit going around, and the people that were the wicked niggas that was around him, they was waiting on him to prophesy again so he could try to kill him. All right, at this point, there's no excuse. Basically, you got somebody?
Come on, this is Deuteronomy 18:18. You can speak on it if you want. I will raise. Hold on. Yeah. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
Okay. Or yeah, that's going in. That was the future prophecy of Yahushua Hamashiach being raised up amongst us. When he came, the 2,000 years ago, he did. And when he came, he did all of his miracles. He did all of his acts. He did all the healings. But what did he say when he left? He gave what the scholars call now the Great Commission, which was what? For us to go out and do the same thing that he did. That's the only way the fatherless are gonna be healed. That's the only way the blind are gonna be made to see. Because right now these things are spiritual metaphors, but very soon they'll be physical. The elect actually will be healing those that are blind, those that are maimed, those that are dumb. But right now we're waking up the blind that couldn't see. We're being the fathers for those without fathers. We're being the
physicians.
Kind of.
We're the ones out here. Like the brother mentioned, right now it's more this. Well, shoot, spiritual. Even it's still spiritual. Even though when it's made physical, it's still going to be in the spiritual aspect. But right now, us speaking the words of Yahweh Shem Shai is the beginning of that healing. So when we speak to our people and those that can gravitate and they can come out of that dark veil that's casted all over this entire planet, when they're able to receive the words that we speak, because it's only the Most High speaking to them through us. Him using us as earthen vessels to do His will. We're healing our people. But then there's gonna come a time when somebody maybe, like the brother said, dumb or lame, or physically can't see with their opticals. We'll be able to heal them. In the name of Yahweh Shem Shai Shem Chakadash, let this individual be healed from their blindness. And then even then that could be a time where the 11th hour, when those which shall believe on the name of the Lord, even in that final moment, they may just believe that event could have just been for them to finally have faith.
Jeremiah 48:10, cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Alright, I'm tying this in because ultimately keeping your sword back from blood is refusing to do the will of the Lord. Alright, like back in the times of the kings, when the Most High would send David to go conquer this or go conquer that, if David would have said no, that would have been sin. Alright, and for us now, we are commanded to go out and to push this word. That's what your whole lot is supposed to be. That's what your whole life is dedicated to. And if you feel that in your spirit, then get out and do it. All that, even if you don't have no one around you, get the correct doctrine and go out there yourself. And if the Lord is dealing with you, He will add fruit unto you.
And the reason why is because in Sirach, the 45th chapter and the 26th verse, it says this: Yahweh gave you wisdom in your heart to judge His people in righteousness, that their good things be not abolished, and that their glory may endure forever. And in that time, because this verse right here is powerful, because when the Most High endows you with the knowledge and understanding to go and to prophesy unto His people, you're in the possibly running of possibly being one of those men. The Most High said He was going to make a nation of kings and priests out of Abraham's seed. We're taking up on that mantle. I don't want Ratazah we endure. That the good things be not. Oh wait, Salaki. Yahweh give you wisdom in your heart to judge His people in righteousness. Why? Because as fathers unto the fatherless, we're teaching our nation how to be what they're supposed to be.
The election, 1/3. Fuck the whole rest of the niggas.
We done with niggas.
It's about the sheep. But that's the. Hey, if you're not going out, then you're not. When you look on TV, our so-called leaders in our community, T.D. Jakes, so-called Martin Luther King, Steve Harvey, all that shit, they misleading the whole nation. They got our whole nation fucked up. It's our job to go in through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Yahweh Shai has put His spirit upon us and made it our job to go in and pick the righteous out from among them, to pull them up out of the fire, like the scriptures say. Pull your brethren up out of the fire. That's what we're supposed to do. Because the rest of these niggas is going to get hit with that wave of fire. Our job is to go out and to do our part in sealing, in sealing the elect. Let me get this real quick. What you about to say?
I'm just saying, the Most High sent in his emergency rescue team.
God.
You know? God, yeah, see? but, if I can finish this real quick, to judge his people in righteousness, that their good things be not abolished, and that their glory may endure forever, you know? Because this is that final piece that we need in order to receive the kingdom. It's to seal up the elect. That the rest of the destruction and the judgments that the Most High has set forth shall come, and then this world can finally be done away with. You know? But that's the mentality that you have to be able to comprehend in order to make it out here.
This is Matthew 9:37. Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. So now it is the time to labor, all right, so we can reap in the elect. The elect ain't just gonna wake up, oh shit, I'm elect. Well, I know it's not gonna happen like that. The Lord deals through his chosen men. Lord willing we be, but that's your job. If you're at the point where you know you're an Israelite, you know what the mark of the beast is, you be reading through your scriptures, you know the certain laws we have to keep, then you know enough to go out there and to push this word. You are coming in under correct doctrine here right now, under Great Millstone, under the apostles and elders through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. If you know all these things, then get out and do something with it. Don't be that one servant who had his talent and just tucked it in the napkin. And then when the Lord comes back, see, Lord, I knew I was an Israelite. You know, Lord, you know. I was on every live stream, on every comment board saying Shalom. That's not, that's not what we're, each one teach one. All right, 2 Peter 1:10. Wherefore, the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall. You know that.
Yeah, I mean,
that was it, God. Make your calling and election sure. That's what we are to do. And I'll read that Luke again. Okay. Because it's not a ghost who's going to do it. It's not going to be a fucking a dinosaur that busts up out the ground and does it. And it's going to be the men of the Lord that's been doing it in the past, that's coming back in the spirit now to do it.
Right, but it's also not these fake.
Yeah, it's not these wolves in sheep's clothing. Them IUIC niggas, the march them out, stomp them out.
You know, these Edomites that you think is holier than thou, like Joe Osteen, old rat face ass. But none of these niggas that's in these churches as well. You know, in order to get the understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you have to deal with his man. And if you're not really paying attention to the signs and the times that we're in, you're not even going to be looking in the right direction to start with. You know? But go ahead with that.
Luke 4:18 again, it says, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. All right, if you feel that Spirit up on you, you know the names, the Most High and his Son. You know who you are now. Because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. Mm-hmm. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. So that's what we are to do. Recover your fellow Akim Watim, the elect in 1/3. They need help. The flock need help. We've been getting slaughtered for thousands of fucking years, man. Get out there and do what you got to do. Preach the acceptable year of the Lord. Lord willing, it'd be 2019 coming up, so we don't have to be here another one. But if it's 2020, then that's more. Then you got plenty of time to do the work.
Get your ass together.
Preach the return of Yahweh Shai. All right. Anything else, man? That was it.
So with that, I don't want Ratazah. This was an edifying lesson, and if it be so, it reach the ear of the elect. That it be nourishing food unto the flock, You know, we're gonna say Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh
Barakatah Shai.
Barakatah
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Allah Yahweh Yahweh Ba'ashem
Shai. Ba'ashem Ruach.
Double honors, much love and respect to those and apostles of Yasharallah found that great millstone. And blessings and salutations to you, men, women, and children that are out there living according to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in truth and righteousness. You know, coming back to your heritage. So with that,